We are getting closer. How will we enter heaven? Where director MIGHTI fails to answer, Gareth Nyside makes an appearance. Check the link of We Are Getting Closer from MIGHTI Jamie TV in the description box. Is what it has no judgment here. Indifferent Shingu. Without your input, many of us would be in the dark about what's really happening. Jamie, thank you so much for your contribution. Winnie Johnson 1139. Madlenga Commission must be permanent until all metros are dealt with. Insightful analysis. Jamie. Generous Arts. Dear YouTube, Jamie is the best reporter. 556. Iris Ganum 3389. Jamie, you're on fire. Fans, we have to get more people onto this channel. It is the best dissection of the Madlenga Commission by far. We're getting closer to the truth. God bless South Africa and all her children. South Africa. Stheswain, UNS. We owe General Mkhwanazi big time. Kevin Joslowitz 4721. Insightful analysis not available in the mainstream media. Victor Tse. Watched full video. Tick commented, liked, watched ads. Hashalost. Grasimoja 7475. Thank you, Jamie, for the sterling job you're doing exposing the rot in our nation. May God protect you and bless you. As a granny, we know what to pray for. Sarah Mokabane, we 5io. Madlenga came at the right time when we are going to the local elections. ANC must be voted out so that our people would get jobs. ANC is blocking our people from getting jobs. Lipolis Amados 9011. May General Mkhwanazi be protected for his bravery to awake the South Africans from a deep sleep of what is happening around them. You got nothing on me. God bless General Mkhwanazi. Long live to the man who single-handedly saved this country. Mosey 1. The 6th of July briefing continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. That's Mkhwanazi Day as far as I'm concerned. Lunges initially 8692. These people should be charged with treason if found to have participated in looting of state money. Vyas Alemfall 5220. Then he said, I need to go to bathroom. Jamie left me in stitches there. You the shade. Molly_Suddy. CFO needs the slow cooker. ADV Chakalaka. Deidre Kruger. Hashaloza Richards Bay. Young Versetti. PHG. We're experiencing a domino effect in real time. Thank you, Mkhwanazi. Thomas Lova 5335. I always appreciate how you summarize everything without leaving any facts behind. Thanks, MIGHTI. Dave Angula. We appreciate you, Jimmy. Showing love from Namibia. Denzel Maralier. Please, can't we do away with tenders as far as possible? Government, ANC, is absolutely rotten and corrupt, and they are responsible for the destruction of this country. Essay. Mia Vannikirk 2648. All those billions that have been stolen, and they had the cheek to ask for a 2% VAT increase. This has been so eye-opening. Mbabilio 933. Hashaloza Butterworth, MIGHTI Jamie, you are the best, my brother. I have been waiting for this recording. This is real time now. Sibo Home TV. Commissioner Kumalo was just as irritated as me. People who undermine the damage they cause to our country annoys me. The youth are intentionally ignored and left frustrated so that they can end up taking drugs, which are sold by the same police through the drug dealers who are their friends. Ladikabu 1138. Namibia is counted. My daily dose of the dissection. God's Nasana. Madlenga Commission needs to continue. The rot is deep. Continue and issue reports and recommendations every 3 months. Boatumaluojan Kothyanan 7873. Because of time difference. We get the update very well from you. We thank you. We are in Vancouver and America. Hanley Botha 6036. Thanks, Jamie, for your blog. Your analysis and dissection are the best. Every day I can't wait to watch. Shannon Edwards 7484. Thank you for your hard work to share your insights. You have a wonderful, warm, open approach. It's lovely to watch even though the subject matter is so depressing. Just imagine how many lives could have been changed positively if services and resources were delivered. It's easy to feel sorry for these people as individuals, but when you stand back and consider ordinary people who steal a loaf of bread are in jail or waiting trial, And this level of theft, never mind more violent crimes, has gone on. It's truly devastating. At God's Nasana. Tender system needs to be discontinued to realize SA has money, but also has people who are ready to spend it. At Gillenred 4114. Best Update UK. At Monicella J1. Thanks, Jamie. All the criminals are being exposed and TX for great analysis. At Gigglezoo. B8W. Can't wait for that nice eye, even if the memory is going to be selective. At Oakland Dungane. Thank you for the video, Mighty Jamie. Watching with my mom, and she says you are the best at analyzing the commission. At Mino_is_hood. Imagine watching your dad stuttering through lies on national TV knowing that the iPhone he bought for you came from taxpayers' money. At Zandasipika 9686. This sort of commission should be extended to all provinces, especially Eastern Cape and Limpopo, covering almost all departments. At ASOI 3852B. The water tanker mafia is another keg of powder. At Sirisbab 3594. We are pathetic. At a time when the world is redefined, the so-called black excellence elite is preoccupied with but lift, GLP-1 Ozempic, high-ranking rulers under oath can't answer 5-years-old questions, etc. There are and there will be consequences. Fellow blacks, we will be colonized again. It is a matter of time, by whom and how. At Clyrose 3193. If my people will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and heal their land. At PixYT. Good work and analytics. You're my go-to to catch up. At Miriam Gweepy 8731. We need a PKT team in all provinces. At Felix Komu E9N. Jamie, you're so great, we enjoy your analysis. At Sisindisla Dwemravno Hashi 6167. I think if Nkosi was honest, he could have been our next Agritzi. At Petrononangelim Wichalundile 5311. Thank you very much for the Hoshkari show. I am following from Windhoek, Namibia. I have followed the Mxanatsi saga ever since July 6, 2025. I love it so much. At Nikmatida 77. We have only dealt with 2 metros. Imagine the rot in Nelson Mandela Bay. We. At Nthithajuzalai Temba. You're so good. It's coming off the bone. At Mokedrat Labala 1824. It's every day there is a new person they show us who is stealing state resources. I give up, and I think we only know the tip of the iceberg. At Lunga 1981. Great insights, Jamie. Thank you. At Nambuso Eunice Nyandu. YouTube gave us the best. Big thumb to Jamie. At Kadui. People's pensions must start being confiscated to pay off their debts. It can't be that people are not canceling things, being kickback kings and all sorts of things, and that money is gone forever. Attach the pensions. Let them suffer. At Ogamaditsamires 4910. SARS must also be called. People are becoming millionaires, and no one is watching. At Levino Chronicles. Keep up the great work, Mighty. At Ndudlamini Chile. Hashaloza, South Africa. At Eugenius Thermentini 903. Your effort to bring us up to speed doesn't go unnoticed. These delinquents must be brought to book and rot in jail. At Promise Truth. Let's pray they don't come for you, Jamie bro. Even if they do, may they not succeed. I'll keep you in my prayers. At Mfonchali 7713. Work that should feed families going to ad hoc companies unreal. At Marudal Dwaba 3471. Good afternoon, Mighty Jamie. We enjoy watching your offering. Keep going, bro. At Mpainlapo. The Mighty Jimmy, sir, thank you very. We need to thank General Nkwanatsi again and again and again, because wow, South Africa is rotten under ANC watch. We need the Madlenga Commission to check all the South African municipalities, because the corruption. At Kiobametsamagoj 1601. Thank you, Jamie, for such dissections. Some of us don't have the privilege of watching the commission all day. Your efforts in keeping us up to speed are appreciated. At Toby Strangeshits. Whoever approved this director's appointment is as equally incompetent. At Wesley Masunda 5226. Jamie the Goat from Nottingham with bro. At Precious Mocheka 7655. We love Soul on this platform. Shout out to him. At Sagri Govender 5359. I thank you for dissecting and summarizing things that are unfolding at the Madlenga Commission. At Lanelimovsky 1827. The security companies are the perfect cover for this behavior. A full audit is a great idea. At Katisa.Mulalonei 8159. Thanks, Jamie. At simply_StellaShart. All protocol observed, subscribed, whole video watched, liked, commented, ads endured. Thanks, Jamie. Here is your flowers. At RuthMothapi 2959. I really don't watch mainstream news. Hats off to Jamie TV. At Kataragarani 9566. Hashaloza all the way from Toronto. At Mark Whiting 7347. These guys are all ANC members who are benefiting from tenders. At Nlamlelakwaku. Please, when you get a chance, invite the Minister of Home Affairs. At Bigilgasi 7719. Much appreciated, Jamie, always presenting analysis with clarity and facts. At Lona 9993. There should be a structure similar to the commission that will focus on other metros. Maybe that will deter others from participating in corruption. At Jeanette Conda 5538. Hashaloza, thank you, Jamie, for dissecting for us. Let's subscribe and take Jamie TV to the highest level. I don't even bother watching news anymore cause I watch Jamie's dissection, which gives the best analysis and research has been done beforehand or recording. We appreciate all your hard work, Jamie. You're the best. I think all provinces must be subjected to the Madlenga Commission cause they're not clean. A lot of hush-carry behavior will be picked up. At Laura, Giovanni Kirk 1783. Hashaloza from Shenzhen, China. At Msprun 3205. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. At Molabatsi, H5H. It is going down. At O Baking Moela. I hope that the Parliament is reviewing the tender appointing processes urgently before the local elections. Our taxes abuse. At Dreshne. This commission needs to be extended indefinitely, and they need investigate all metros in SA. So many individuals need to be criminally prosecuted. The amount of money that is being mismanaged and stolen is astronomical, and why our country continues in a downward trajectory of looking like a slum, as if we have no money in this country. Disgusting. At Muman Cayman. The way they denied Malachi's attempts to throw spies under the bus. At Tabo Mokabila. My brother, you are doing a good job, thank you. The tender system must be abolished immediately. The unemployment would get real job. At Rizzy and Thrive SA. These public officials are shameless. At Patricia Vandenberg 558. Good evening, Jamie and all. Thanks for the dissection. At PK's 133. All these so-called rich people we see on social are just criminals. At Wendell Ohio. It cannot be. At Ndumiso Magwenzi 2552. We appreciate you, mighty Jamie. Excellent insights. At Nanakwali 5346. This man is evasive and he knows why. He enabled corruption and has finally been held to account. At Ndudlamini 6564. Can't wait for Mr. Nice-Eye, he looks guilty. Love how you put everything together. God job, man. At Nlantladlamini versus 5SE. Our security had been long compromised. At Thandazal Bukasini, E2U. These people never anticipated that there is a dark cloud over their head. Thanks, Jamie, for keeping us up to date. At Saif Salmongizi, GH1F. Sayakala. At Lizel, Jones 6174. 2026 is the year for dramatic change in government and political spheres. At Stefan Racoma 6328. You do it pedagogically, as always, advancing towards reliable DSOA, diligently analyzed state of affairs. You champion this much better than 3 anchors of a traditional media house combined with their so-called invited analysts. You dissect this single-handedly. Thank you, from Antwerp in Belgium. At Grekatika 8985. South Africans are not angry enough. At Svawenkina 5341. That is just security. Imagine the Water Bowser scandal. That is where most of the corruption is happening. At Edward, E1W7I. There must be thorough investigation at Syra. At Shirley_podcast essay. Hashaloza, the dissection is worth the wait. From Lenasia South. At Abdullah Salim, ET1RV. My son wakes me up with Hashaloza thanks brew. He is 7 years, and he tells me you are his role model. At Lungalo 4727. Hashaloza from Eswatini. At Rafael Mitlung. First time I went to court back in 2009, I was so dumbstruck by private security guards at the main gate. Coming from a military background, we guard every asset and infrastructure we have. I was surprised why was the SAPs doing guard at the courts since they're part of the Justice League, and to come to TMPD it's a damn shame cause their inception was to reinforce SAPs, but instead they are outsourcing their duty to safeguard the city. My biggest worry is where will this decay in state capacity end with all this outsourcing of critical and basic functions? At Thandalwethadaiwalai, Y3F. Hashaloza from Kebara. At Hilda Chapana, Amen 9GM. We gain more information from your channel, Jamie. Keep on doing good. At 007 Blazers. Hashaluwiza Rwanda. At No Sangondaiza. Watching from Burgersdorp, Eastern Cape. At Maxabaya Kalazawala 9527. They must come and investigate Eastern Cape. Our province is the poorest of the provinces in the country, and I can bet you that it's all because of the rot that is going behind these tenders. They must go province by province. At Linda Phillips, J7U. I sometimes wonder how these people got the jobs they are in, but then again I got an answer. ANC guys, we need to vote these people out of power, please. At Shakan Shikazi. Halamate. Hashaloza from Liverpool. At Sibusasoma Kalala 360. The system has failed us as South Africans. At Lorette Oaks. End of the road for many in this Hashkari shenanigans. I the singing. Boys to men. You are so cool, MJ. At Kanyapantoko. Hashaloza from Maseru Lesotho. At Martha Montlafai. Malachi a Hashkari dumb and greedy director. His stubbornness made him to land at Madlinga, not taking instructions. At Hasina Joseph. Hi Jamie, thank you for keeping us informed. At Stephen Honey, M6N. Eish the Hashkari is getting stronger. Great job unpacking the Pandora box. Bring it on. Salute Jamie. At Sarakuta 11. I referred to the big video and appreciated your work, Jamie. This is making sense. You are the best. Corruption is sickening and evil to the public. Our tax money has just been used for S***T, BBLs, Ozempic, while people live with rats, no clean water. Imagine if June 7th, 2025 didn't happen, we'll still be blind. At Fatuana Glentinit Chevale 9202. Our entire police force from all 3 spheres of government is compromised. 6. At Bransbadumas and Abadla 3360. I am enjoying watching the videos a lot. At Thembakalamabona. Hashaloza from Lufferang, Soweto. At Danamogadime 2263. Nkwanazi has opened a bucket of worms. The Hashkari Gravy Express must be exposed and brought to a halt. At Machabimorial Lane 8023. This is the caliber of people looking after our municipal billions, the Hashkari Dons. At Ntailai Mohapi. Jamie, we love your dissection from Kathu, Northern Cape. At Super Charlisto. This tender system is the reason why we have all-time high unemployment rate in this country. At Love Photos, C2R. Jamie, we appreciate your commitment to only share with your audience what you have checked, researched, and tried. In a world clickbait and untethered statements, you are a gem. It shows your integrity and also your respect for your audience. Take your time and know we are here for the journey. At Concerned Citizensmv. My family just laughs at me when I start with Horsalosa times. At Onesia V9F. Tender systems must be cancelled. At Ziforfax. LOL. The one classical answer I keep hearing at the commission I wasn't aware for an entire process. At Preciosmo Checa 7655. Hashaloza Lesotho. At Payat Havana 8118. Imagine rot in Limpopo, crime scene indeed. At Mahuranatasia 1655. Our country will be great again. At KRT 625. We need a department commissioner spies at JMPD. There's no way there's no Hosh behavior there. At Mothabeli Makathi, Z4R. When are they sending them to jail? At Eugenazunga 3413. Hashalozing from Groudil, KZN. At Bonalomacenia 6376. Insightful while entertaining. Thanks for keeping us abreast and engaged. At Lanelamovsky 1827. Look forward to the Tswain bumper episode. At Lipolisamados 9011. I learn a lot in this podcast, Mighty Jamie. Keep it up. At Mats 66028. Gosh, the caliber of our police force, especially at managerial level, is shocking. I wish they'd also get to JMPD and do a major overhaul of police management. At NGR 56. Tenders were introduced to enrich the comrades at the expense of the very voters who live in squalor and are given a loaf of bread per family for a living, whereas comrades live in abundance. This is sad indeed to be led by people with no compassion. At Grayskull Lane 3703. We are in this because of the corrupt cops. At Voisalalobi 6297. Hashaloza. At L8 Night 635. I can't believe I almost went to sleep without my daily dose of a dissection of Hashdan behavior. At 2_Lanes. Jamie, at this point a second revolution is extremely necessary. Shout out for the good work, man. At Emmy Holiday 6577. The security companies are responsible for the crime in SA. They drive it because without crime there would be no reason for them to exist. At Thabang Fuki. Mighty Jamie, now I am always able to hold my own down. All thanks to you. The way you dissect, everything is clear and easy to understand. Thanks, brother, and keep feeding us the valuable information. At Nguyen SB. Hashaloza in Durban Ejibane, just minding my own business, and Boom 007 the man need to sing. Do not protect anyone, Mr. Nkosi, you must go down alone, my man. At Thusgumguni 5165. Hashaloza Ireland. At Truth 1064. Nkwanatsi said, you delete, we retrieve. People we start throwing their cell phones into the rivers at this rate. At Helga Fraser 8371. Listening from Hout Bay, Cape Town. At YouTube Eddings. SARS can't see any of this. At Nlandlad Lamini 406. I get clarity from your analysis every time. At Lalaseba Jiso 8817. Watching the Mad Lenga Commission unpack cartel-level drama, you'd swear the Minister of Correctional Services should already be laying bricks for some Venezuela-style, extended-stay prisons. At this rate, it's not about if they'll need space for cartels, it's about whether they've booked enough rooms in advance. At Rodney Hassan 338. Jamie, your dissection is top tier, sir. Each one opens a can of worms. Mainstream media is kindergarten in comparison. Your enthusiasm is contagious, makes one to watch from A to Z. You help many of us with your digging. It goes past the bone to the marrow. Keep enlightening, sans it's your time, sir. At Boydamelo Makatong. Hosh carry behavior, the commissioners were pissed with this man's stupidity. At Lara Tomagoti. Good afternoon, Jamie, listening from Mogali City. Thanks very much for the analysis. You help us understand what's going on in the TMPD. Zayakal Hashem. At Namsamatsahai 767. Dlamini denied that it was Msibi today. He secretly divulged the name to the commissioners. At Henrietta Tankamo 4047. Hashalaza. From the state of Maine, United States. At Trisigila. Thank you, Jamie. This whole thing has just made me realize how ignorant I am to what's going on around me, just working, trying to survive life. At Lanelamovsky 1827. Love the content. Every episode. At Thembantii 1519. Spies is piercing them. At Ellen, B9P5Y. He also was getting his cuts, how could he cancel? At Nicolasma Bazila 6076. Forensic Master, keep up the great work. At Nthabas and Cubica, R9K. Ihu, what a rot we've been living under. Government sector is a mess that needs to be cleaned entirely, remove all of them, and let's start from scratch. At Nanzukasomazosi 3711. I have cancelled my subscription with SK Ngoba and not watching telly anymore. Gardening with headphones, listening to Jamie. At Unlatzi_broadcast. All these investigation won't help if they're not among Detrisan, or our laws are updated to make sure that these criminals really suffer imprisonment and not be rehabilitated. At Hlengi Wemlof 2212. Let's FRM now. ANC must be voted out. Thank you very much for your insightful analysis. At Kebang Vungama 3998. Hashaloza from Gaborone, Botswana. At Lipolis Amados 9011. You make me learn a lot about these South Africa Commission work. At Mafube Mofokeng. Jamie, I think Malema is somehow implicated through this security company tenders. At Lara Tatsatetsi 8223. Right, thank you, Jamie. At Mhemvalos 3839. Hashaloza. At Bokeng Marika 1693. You are such an excellent analyst. I actually learned so much from watching and following this channel. At Zareji1. Hashaloza bro, we have been waiting for this dissection. I can't go to sleep without watching the Hashaloza series. At CY Adamaro. Hashaloza, South Africa. At Gilstraker 2451. The rot is so bad, deep and wide, it's sickening. The commission needs to be a permanent fixture. Nkwanazi is our hero. He's been carrying this massive burden for a long time. At Bonangela Elizabeth Deal. Jamie, I enjoy your response in the comments section. Most of people commenting in this channel are actually tutors. They are so knowledgeable. Keep up excellent work, my mentor. At Trevorm Pumalangiti 3805. This nice eye guy's facial expressions when he's asked the questions as to why didn't he stop the payments, he looked like he was scared of someone who might have said, Yuki Yali Liomalai Uzobano Amabil Enyoka. At ms.kzondwa 3176. Watching this commission every day has proven to me why my LLB studies have not taken off. The patience and emotional regulation. I totally lack Shem. Jamie, thanks brother. You're the best. At Alice Ekaloy 1431. Hashaloza from London. Me checking dissection new episode every day. I'm the mum who put my boys to the Hashkari behavior lingo. Now my boys use the Hashkari lingo against me. Thank you, Jamie, for your wonderful work. At Namsamatsahai 767. All the security companies must be audited. At TK 5554 RS. At this stage, we only trust Madlanga Commission. If possible, come 2029, the whole Madlanga brilliant team must take over our entire criminal justice fraternity. Com Madlanga would be our president, Com Beloyi Minister of Justice, SC Kumalo Minister of Police, SC Chaskelson for NPP, SC Sayo for IDC, SC Hasim for IPID, and Jen Kwanatsi Nascom. At Starboyo S5S. Mara Mighty Jimmy, your singing kills me, Hashaloza. At Samim 9259. Spies is vindicated and our unsung hero. That I must agree with you, Jamie. At Anathazalini 3663. Big up to Jimmy, as my 2-year-old daughter would say even when she sees a doctor with a hood gown, it's Jimmy. At Muhaliramanayami 7412. Been watching every episode since the Crinkum fiasco Sunday, July 7th. Hashaloza from Nagoya, Japan. At Nanzukasomazosi 3711. Hashaloza Jamie from London. Thank you for your hard work. I follow stories because of you, whether at work during my breaks or home. At Faith Moda, L9S. Hashaloza Akorhilini Springs. Thanks, Jamie. Remain blessed and favored jewel in our Lord's crown. Continuous blessings, son. At Dean Ministries 25. The government needs to revisit the entire tender process, build capacity within, especially at local level. It can't be that we have such high unemployment with our young people in TVT colleges and universities. The potential for government to be a major employer is huge, with corruption going down and unemployment decreasing as well. I strongly feel at this juncture, tenders should be set aside for extremely specialized services. It can't be that things can continue this way. At Ikihiovada 3898. ANC must go now. 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 At Lawrence Ekadzambwa 3313. Hashaloza from Vancouver, Canada. At Mzansi Heists. I'm enjoying this content. I believe most people should see it also. At Zamo Kalezalu 3783. They're strategic in their probing and lining witnesses up. The kind of stuff you'd expect when judges are doing the investigative work themselves. At You Got Nothing on Me. Hashkariness is the order of business at Swain Municipality, and at this rate, at every municipality in SA. Thank you for your analysis, Mighty Jamie. You always bring angles I would not have thought of. I appreciate your content, bro. At Feudicitati276. Of course, we love your content. Thank you for dissecting this. The drama is real. At Jerry Nonquali. Hashaloza Orange Farm, thanks for your bravery, Jay. Do you take them on? Keep your good work going, bro. At Andalalenga 1119. I need them to investigate Ithaquini municipality as well. At Wanchelamakaloa 641. Tenders and the related laws need to be scraped. They seem counterproductive. All municipalities across all provinces need to be investigated as far back as 1994. At JCW and always enjoy your analysis. Thank you. At Dumasani Peter, 06. After all this damning evidence provided and hopefully followed by prosecution, government should revisit all policies relating to supply chain. Further consider introducing the centralized supply chain. At Touch Legend 7797. Why did you not stop it? Ear, lock up these criminals already. At Sikilal Sithole, G3Y. You're doing an amazing job, Jamie. At Lawrence Radibi, EI1KV. The whole government, inclusive of the three spheres and parliament, is rotten to the core. We need a total overhaul. At Calvin Cotho 459. Hashaloza from Bloemfontein. At Sipona Masekamila 680. Hashaloza from Botswana. Thank you, Jamie, for the analysis. There is no way you can become a wealthy man while working for government unless you are engaged in hashkari behaviors. At Bonganinsel 7703. An overhaul of all security companies in the country, especially those in commercial farms. At Enoch_2019. This is MIGHTI channel for the Mad Langa Commission. Big up, brother. At Molly Smofokang. Great episode, as always. The mighty Jamie, salute. The next one to be checked is CJ. There's so much corruption to be uncovered there. At Beniswa Nkwama, OL3UO. Yes, you are correct. Money goes to BBL, Ozempic, Slay Queens, etc. and nothing to the communities that should be served. This is the result of the high unemployment rate and poor community services. At Althesteneveld 8436. Yes. These security companies must be screened. Anybody can become security personnel, but they are crooks. At Thandalwinko Simalang 2772. Thanks a million for sharing your insights. Your deeps are very funny and smart. Hashaloza. At Odwin Commanda Y3C. Thank you, Jamie, for the explanation about YouTube. At the _Dawn M2Y. Hashaloza on the highest level, watching while trying to conquer the wit's edge. At Sarah Barrow 1980. Closer to catch the big fish, behind the country's disorders. At Hlocomony. Too much rot in the country to unravel, worried that this is a can of worms that will derail from the meat of the matter, i.e. the exposure of Sensom Chunu and his cronies. At Dumasani Peter, 06. Another serious matter that should be highly considered will be the extension of terms of reference of the Commission to look at all our municipalities, as it's clear the rot of non-services delivered are mainly due to corruption within municipalities. At Nlanafobuthalizi 2208. Hashaloza from Dawn Park. Thank you, Jamie. Best content and best summary to all the Hosh Curry. At Plero 962. Hashalozea. Thank you, man, for making it easy for us to understand this current affairs. At Richard Henry 5015. In 2016, I was asked to evaluate the bids for security services for my work. I was amazed that there were at least 150 bidding companies. We had to evaluate and score each company according to a set of guidelines. The security company which we were using at the time and whom I thought we very poor also bid. Using the guidelines score sheet, this same company scored the highest. Eventually, a company which we scored below 50% won the bid and secured a 3-year contract. How? Because I heard, informally of course, of pressure from the Twain municipality to appoint a Pretoria-based company. At Mathumamalake 9743. Hashaloza. Nicely dissected. I am happy with you highlighting the common denominator, SG Tinkosi. Keep going. At Makasazanakumalo, S3X9D. All these tenders must be disbanded immediately. At Kayleen Colbert. Watching from Upington, Northern Cape. Love your channel. At Tinangandu 2666. Greetings all the way from Namibia. At Brother Jamie, you are a legend in reporting and analysis. I enjoy your content and recommended my friends and colleagues. They subscribed as well. We even discuss your videos during our meetup on weekends. Keep up the good and informative work. At LaveQuit. How do these people get the job? This is so sad to witness. These old people are very cruel. We need very intelligent people who want to take our country forward. At Wesley John Mashanga 2681. Watching from Harare, keep the Hashikari on their toes with the dissection at Mighty Jamie. At Zenobia Conrady 746. So true, Winnie Johnson. They must stay forever. At I_Climax. Watching it during my lunch break, reporting from Durban. And using the building. At Charles Matthews 8056. Hashaloza Mighty Jamie. Thank you for the amazing work you do to make sure those who are not able to watching Madlenga Commission during the day. Asabanj Kakalu. At Mrickard. Jamie, I always look forward to hearing your insights and how you join the dots for us. Your analysis is always spot on. You are making this much more interesting and really getting us involved. Yes, things are different with the Madlenga Commission, and it's truly impressive. The Zondo Commission has nothing on this. However, I don't see Nkosi agreeing to be a state witness. He's too deeply involved. At L. Jame Whale. Watching from Blantyre, Malawi. Hashaloza. At Tamakina 3275. Where does the EFF feature in the whole shit? We don't have anything to hold the EFF on. There's absolutely nothing. This is just a name-dropping exercise, as the surgeon had explained. At Yolindafori 8679. I love watching your dissection of all happening at the Madlenga Commission. At Eternity Brady 4632. It is clear that the tender process needs to be scrapped and a new procurement system put in place. The amount of money being stolen is gobsmacking. These people need to be fired, blacklisted, and arrested. No suspensions. It's time for lifestyle audits for all government employees. At Therial Dinialaka. Imagine your reckoning coming when you're about to retire. What a way to go out. Jamie, please, when you get time, then cabined inquiry dissection. At Elvaragatini. Thanks for always making the content easy to follow and understand. Please also send a shout out to your followers in Kathu and my hometown Day AR. At Falila Florence, H4Z. You are correct. Because his criminal record is bad. At Dimikitso Sarakoing 8989. There's money and a lot of criminality in the security business, so we can only hope that laws will be tightened up regarding the security businesses. We can only hope. At Eichlerkrun 6602. Jamie, if you do a big one, please do it in parts. I tend to start zoning out when something is lengthy and these proceedings are too important for one to miss. At Aviation Buddy 5999. I agree, there are too many security companies. They can easily overthrow the government. At the Velvet Glove. As always, Jamie breaking down the HSH bit by bit. Every single municipality and state entity across the country has this exact problem of infiltration and dubious tenders being rigged and awarded. Down with all of them. Umandela Thiolome, Umandela Thiolomylicil. At MT Sikasana. Jamie's thanks for the powerful analysis. I appreciate the work you do very well. At Emmanuel Nkosi, H4J. Icona, Oshkari Yama Oshkari. Jamie, keep it up, my brother. As from Kwanatsi, what a good job. At Methodist 6025. I sense more witnesses to come here. As much as Kushabil already, but yo, Kuzizo Shuba more. This commission is on fire, and the dissection. Keep up the good work, Jamie. At Kenimbatha 4179. Hashaloza watching from Muffalo in Soweto. At Frythinker 3710. I am with Soul here. I am starting to wonder too, how are we going to survive post-Madlenga Commission? I appreciate the fearless you have shown, and at this rate, certain political organizations are going to burn you. Dr. Sizwe has already been burned, and you going to that direction too if you remain impartial, but then you will have our support. Us who prefer people like you who say as it is. Great work, bro. At Nkavi. The pay for security guards goes as low as below 5K. And almost never on time. At Sayabangasathol 2772. Jamie, your unmatched Edo interaction with you audience, and it matters. Let us support the podcast Mzansi. This channel attracts matured comments. The quality of the product presented to us is top-notch always. At Lethabomacona L3N. The Mighty Analyst Jamie. At Deborah Ramafla 9056. South Africa needs to do away with tenders. There is money in South Africa but abused by elite. If tenders are cancelled, it will help with unemployment. Municipalities are failing. Bad patronage of political parties. At Shalamat 33. I'm here, dissecting to the bone marrow. Methodically. At Vusimati, K7E. Can this commission investigation be expanded to all the municipalities in South Africa? At Bernardafoto 5496. I thoroughly enjoyed. At Edward, E1W7I. I am eager to know the companies linked to CIC Juju and the directorship. At Linda Wemalilika DG4NQ. Very few are benefiting from the government. All the money goes to the tender PPL. At Nthabasing Modiga 3531. Listening to the responses of this gentleman gets one deep fatigue. Admiration to the commissioners. At Mohanlapo E2Q. I can't wait to see or hear that Hangwani has been summoned. Thank you for the raw and unfiltered update, Huza. Next we need to call Mfuleni municipality to Manlenga. At Malitsatsanyaku 1685. Much appreciated, Jimmy. At Patrick Nkosi 5412. You know what is the hallmark of these individuals in high positions is that I don't know, I can't recall. The list of phrases goes on. You wonder how where they hired into such high positions. And it take the commissioners to put into them that they have to know that. At Nthunzafakathi 4215. Lento of privatization in the 90s brought about a lot of nonsense. At Jacko Buslochner 2847. What I like of South Africa, we do not have cheap crooks and we can be proud of them. They going big time. At Kabalobahintz 6659. Hashaloza Kiruman. Thank you for mentioning us, Jamie. At Innocent Mashaba 2575. Then he said, I need to go to the toilet. At Analyza Princelu 84. Love your channel. Thank you. At NunalamaFumulo. I am convinced that the Madlenga Commission must probe all metros and thereafter go to the other LMs who may be strongly infiltrated. I am convinced that other municipalities could be struggling not because there are no funds, but because of the infiltration by the cartels. At Businessyware 9135. Thabmkwanazi Sayabanga, Kade Njithi Jo Mara these people. At William Abrahams. Hi Jamie, celebration, congratulations on milestone of reaching 150,000 subscribers. It is indeed a blessing. Thank you for your innovative and fresh approach to this platform, and I definitely enjoy your analysis. At Munianiwa Miravizi. Enjoyed when I saw the legal analyst who didn't do law parrot facts from the Big One video you made recently. At Cluther1. This is kind of spiritual transformation, as it is the first year of the Aquarius era cycle. The universe is clearing the old, corrupt generation. Since year 2000 to 2025, it was a new generation preparation. Now they are ready, so it's their first year in the system. This is interesting indeed. Keep dissecting, Mighty. At Linda Wemasike. Given the amount of rot we are discovering, I am wondering if our prisons have a capacity and if they are ready for future referrals? At Zandalinkosi 6831. Thanks for highlighting important aspects about this pandemonium. At Palani Dewini. I am always watching your lively, informative podcast, Hoshkari. Very lively, well eloquently presented. I am in Gaborone, Botswana. At Boydamalamp Master 4011. My explanation will not hold water. When I thought I was shocked last week, today is a bomb AI. SA need a delete and restart button immediately, God help us. At Nzuzagwala 2653. He disobeying instructions to help his friends eat money. The audacity of these people is incredibly infuriating. At Viosibuloa 27. We are in this mess because of outsourcing. Even the most basic services, RFQ. At Rifo Esathabala 6251. I am one of those that thought I had subscribed. One thing I do is like the video before I even watch costs. I know Jimmy is premium content. I am now a subscriber. At Marco Bokout, J3P. I can't believe this. I don't want to pay my tax. At Ofen Sezagale 5501. Almighty Jamie, it's a spicy week this week. I'm watching from CWA Central Western Jabavu in Soweto, Baba. At Dikalady Kumalo, W7H. Even Kelly Kumalo says the battle is out of their power, they must just let God moving. At Samuel Lovo in 9894. Jamie, you're the best. At Thomasakanyane 7133. I wonder why this didn't happen to the post office when a contract between South African Post Office and Newsland was concealed at the Parliament and we were dismissed unfairly by the corrupt individuals at Brixton Mail Delivery Depot. Help please. At Alisimafilica 9938. Okay, we are enjoying the content and we'll watch till the end, Jamie. Ish. At Mado Manuha. My favorite channel. Best analysis ever. Hashaloza Madam Vidza. At Ramputlelmarie 2470. Do our people really hate us this much? I mean, the pie is too big for all of us to share. At Neo Mivintonder 1161. Thank you, Mr. Mkwanatsi. If it was not for you, this would have just gotten worse. At Lizettebrits 3875. The end of the road / job song did it for me. At Galesmith, S5G2W. I look forward to your dissection every day. At Mguni78. When are we getting Hangwani in the commission? At Mothabidi. Commenting to get the algorithms up. Good content, Jamie. At Zulub.R.U.H7846. Hashalu Uza. Thanks as always for an incredibly well-prepared dissection. Mainstream media has been caught with their pants down. Who remembers the narratives? Yeah, but there is no proof. Or, he wants to overthrow the government. Even, why didn't he report this to his superiors and follow the chain of command? They tried throwing dirt on Kwanatsi's name, not Julius, Folios, dubious, and reputation. The evidence of corruption is overwhelming, even the commissioners are Gatval. Mighty Jamie, SMWX have literally put their lives on the line to speak the truth. If there was justice in the world, we would have a street renamed Hashalos Avenue or II Drive LOL. Anyways, thanks for the video, champ. Keep it coming and keep up the great work. This platform is extremely important. Let's take this channel to 500K before 2027. Let us support these platforms and content creators as much as we can, guys. Hashaloza. From Durban, South Africa. Yes, Zulus can speak and write English LOL, and now my bundles are up. Ungafali Amanla MJ, Kufuka Lafo. At Wazamashanini 8885. You doing a great job. Please also then Cabined Inquiry. At Rosamutawa 9305. Thank you, Mighty Jamie, watching from Zimbabwe / Nyazura. At Matasebaloi 1933. Hashaloza Lolly / Ennerdale. Thank you for your analysis of the commission. Hashimosa TH6th. At Desmond Malafinian 8902. With love 3 and respect from Botswana, keep dishing, Jamie. Just subscribed. At Carol Shake 5402. Love your show, Jamie. At Linid 5992. Thank you, Jamie. At Eunice Dubé, JY2TG. We really need the packet in all the provinces. At Annie Amatros 2813. The greed in the government sector is on another level. At Robert Prosser, O2E. Motion for the Hush Carry Tendernism. At Sienda Seal, B3H. Question is how long this will go on. We need a rest and to make it a permanent commission, as it seems almost everyone is implicated. If this is just one province, I'm again the rest. At Judy Chesworth 8084. Thank you, Jamie, for updating us. At Gloris Mafoking 6449. Thank Mighty Jamie for connecting the dots for us. Ngoba Kaningi. At Pocalit 1479. You are doing an incredible job. At Feudicitati 276. Also, your collaboration with Mpofu is just another level. Love it. At Sandile Zizi D5Y. Security companies must be looked at. Also, foreign nationals mustn't be given an opportunity for country safety. I have been at Syra offices, some come to change their identity, giving different names and surnames. At Jessica Santanwana. You Commissioner Kumalo was not having it today. When he said, "Don't thank me, I dead." 1. At MSLU_D. Thank you, Jamie 557 watched, liked, commented, subscribed already long ago LOL. At Debetha Lepreviews 9062. I'm guilty sometimes would download and watch later the video. Since you mentioned how we support you, I am going to watch fully before you take me to Medlenga. I need not to get to IT cannot be. Hashalozea, you deserve our support. The information you give is a full cream milk. Thank you for the summary. At Hetty Twists. I always wait for your dissection, Jamie. At Dunrankin. Do we have enough space in the prisons there for all the municipal workers involved and the cartel members and further connections? At Thulanakaniel 8437. Nzansi, we are being taken for a ride by these thieves because of Roman Dutch law. Since the start of Madlanga, only the handful has been arrested. At the Bisalenlova 3382. South Africa must do away with tenders. At Sekakilithembakildube 9327. LOL. Watching from Canada. At Cluther1. Isindaba Zimnandi, but on top of that our favorite makes it sweet. I really enjoy dissection too. You take the cup, man. Thumbs up. At Sharonstein 8724. You deserve to have at least 1 million subscribers, Jamie. Such good content. At Glissenvarens 8154. Jamie, if you were a business on the stock exchange, you would be the hottest thing. Success is in development. At DSA Experience. Thanks, Jamie. At Richard Shalane, Q9Q. When these ad hoc services were dished out. That's their lingo, dish out. At Marius Agenbach 3508. Thanks for the update. At Tikanamutepfa. Jimmy, Lawes tuned in, love Mutare, Zimbabwe. At Nathan Longo 6036. You bringing all pieces together, and now I get the full picture of what is going on about the criminal cartel. General Mkwanatsi informed us on July 6th. At Mfazimagininda 407. Mighty JTV, Podcast and Chill and SMWX, One Love. At Henry Masuku, WD2RE. The rot in these municipalities is scary. At Edward, E1W7I. Let's dissect the list of CIC Juju's alleged 7 companies. At Bonga 1414. In municipal corruption, no one is innocent. Others knew the crime, but they didn't report it. At Shakusks. Jamie, if the podcast doesn't work, you've got an excellent chance with your singing. Thank you for making my day. At Yumvukeli. Let the commission cook. At Nthoko Kanial 7992. I hope we can have different versions of Madlanga investigating all municipalities and parastatals. At Vusimati, K7E. Hashaloza from Vinoni. At Happy Bongo's Inspiration 2159. Great analysis. At Truth Story 55. The rot in this country is very concerning. At Princess 85194. This Skilum must lose his pension and ask his chommies to help him. At Bernatrix Makina 5770. I have come back to listen to this for the 5th time. These ad hoc services, Che. At Kebamorial 9976. I saw the Hoshkari lawyer there. She represent Wetsa Meniala as well. It means ADV Beloy will be saying, it can't be. Great dissection, Jamie. At CY Adamaro. Ramaphosa must be disbanded. At Makasanimalanga 3598. Syra needs to also be investigated. At Scarakathintwa. Hashaloza from Emonti, EC. Wonderful insights. At William Abrahams. Hoshkari. Hi Jamie, I'm watching from Kimberley. At Sandramanter 5608. Great work, Jamie. At Sinak Salam Shango. It's so sad that these public servants who are busy stealing public funds, we live them in the communities, and they see the impact of their actions, but don't have a conscience, and they live to show off. At Ruth Mathapi 2959. Iju. This is getting so scary. As a citizen of City of Chwane, I now really understand why basic services are so compromised. The bulk of the budget goes to protection services, and yet the rate of vandalism has reached astronomical level. Going to jail will not bring the billions back. At Sharmajila 5554. Hashaloza Hamanskrol, don't forget us. At Laura Nalialayakolia. I'm here. Marked present in these comments. Because Jamie said. At Zwella Bonzimblalos. Eswatini reporting to the dissection. At Gideon Fikud 9329. Good dissertation, Mr. Keep running. At Ashley Magapa 8769. My brother L think this should happen to all municipalities, not limited to state departments and parastatals. At Noli Sazani. Mizic, not only do they need to be behind bars, the proceeds gained from corruption need to be confiscated too, including their houses. Don't understand why, maybe I'm not aware. Their priorities, including houses, never get taken away. At Thandalwinko Simalang 2772. Hashaloza. Thank you, Jamie. I am 68 years young, and you have been an inspiration in many ways. At Nzwakim Danyana. I like the can't you sees. At Jacob Fodes 5470. This is good program for catch-up. At Lonaphilamazia 5496. Yo, such a young educated person given such a huge responsibility, and now this. Hashaloza family, our today dissection is giving us sleepless nights when we were being advocating for young people to take over the power, whereas they are also deluded with such greediness. My heart is now failing as to where do we turn to for help, as all our institution are a mess. At Craig Holtzhausen 9222. It's going down. At Zolawim Fengwana 9223. I missed this, let me watch. At Charles Shabambu 8496. Sometimes the subscribe option don't appear. Check from your side to verify if I am right. Well done, Jamie, watching from Emalalani. At Kellick 3164. Dissected with precision as always. At Slindon Zemand, Ku5RR. You are the best investigator, halala, you analyze very well. At Nicolas Pipeshnando 7511. Hello. Please send out a shout out to Doha, Qatar. I have question. Have you noticed that all these dubious characters are into security companies? I'm glad you are talking about it. There is something here. At Alvin Vermeulen 8911. Full support. At Pule 2650. Hashaloza all the way from Bloemfontein, South Africa. At Thamazwane 3. Very insightful dissection. At Sifoenkwili 6439. Hashaloza. This is why I download the videos on my phone and watch them offline, as I'm only able to properly spend time with them like that, as there are no distractions. At Wangalamani. Since the fiasco Sunday, our lives have never been the same. At Nantembasansiko 3134. It's so scary to listen to people entrusted with state funds entangled with hash carries. At Victoria Janique 2350. Tenders and outsourced services developed into fine art of making money for all involved. At Tholasagwa Amanda. We appreciate your great work, Jamie. At Muthio Morakal 1099. Hashaloza, South Sudan, Congo, Cuba, Somaliland, Iran, Palestine. At Sefarachabulala 7798. What a great analysis, simple to understand this Hashaloza behavior. Good job, Jamie. At Kudanyathi 5952. Jimmy. At Lunjali Immaculate Kumalo. Hashaloza, I really enjoy your podcast. Job well done. At Jabrilsis 4661. Big up, Jamie, watching from Pofamani Howick. At Ntukusaim Lane. Who checks if these places actually have the security personnel on site? At Lethamajola. This is the reason why they want to regulate the podcasts. You can't be telling us the truth and breaking the truth down for us to understand. At Annambale 6042. Mr. Malatji was in a hashkari frying pan there by Commissioner Kumalo. At Ndabanasol 111. The security contracts are the big scams used to amass wealth by those connected. Thanks to the general are only Mkwanatsi. At Kwazalujabal. Correctional services in SA should start building more prisons to house all these municipal criminals. Swain and Akorhulini is just the start. At Thembinko Simquabe 3134. Madlenga also needs to investigate JMPD can't be clean. Remember, Sabia worked there. Also, we need to connect the dot. I think all municipalities need to be disbanded or tender issued to send to AG to monitor cruise. Our procurement is a mess for really. The taxi industry is shifting to tenders and security companies, which is worrying for Nkabi. Killings. At Alex Muzora. Dissect for us. Cambridge, UK. At Simon Makabudi, Z3H. Municipalities need their own commission of inquiry. Chwane is not even the tip of the iceberg. At Sabomam Beko. I have colossal respect for this Madlenga Commission of Inquiry, and I wish the next commission will be named Kumalo Commission of Inquiry. At Daniela Canyu. Shame this Mr. Malatji, you can hear that he didn't have powers. Remember, whatever they are doing there is a politician behind. At Makasazana Kumalo, S3X9D. Lawyer S are really worth it these days. At Susanna Lindy. Hashaloza, it's busy in SA. Let's go Madlenga. I feel ad hoc must be disbanded, too much playing there. We want the pots to be done. At Craburn Seal 8489. Malachi was so confused, the amount of times he refuted knowing something, then being corrected by the commissioners, which leads him to concede. At Kefoyagabi 6964. Watching for Mauritius. At Anaramazanga 6221. SMWXNU Hashaloza MIGHTI, you guys are the best Sayabanga from Tembiza Colombazo section 1632. At Rena, Robin Reddering 8907. Thank you, you're doing a great job. Looking forward to your podcast. At Preggy Govender 3802. The tender system was created as a get-rich-quick scheme. If everything is outsourced, why are our government departments so big? What work do these people do? At Mguni 78. I wish Swain must also look into the bus service, where the drivers have been the contractors for years working for municipality who is involved in hash carry of buses. At Bosach Malogo 1887. But the commissioners didn't come to play Shem, they were on his neck. At Massabam 7752. Did you cancel ad hoc appointments? He's not playing with him. At Concept Bran. The dissection. At Princess Bathalizi, HS7 Who. Ahaya Jis is in tournament. Wow. You are do good. XX. At Ogamaditsumires 4910. Please do a deep dive on the 7 companies by CIC Juju. At Sepiso Comfort 9110. This is where you get all the facts lined up correctly. At Nobi Sithole. I'm happy they are insourcing security. At Tammy Frey 1477. Joe, the Madlenga commissioners are so patient. These officials come here and just waffle on about nonsense. They have no cogent replies to any questions put to them directly. At Thamson Kamashaba 4515. Thank you for the shout out from Ian Goodweeny Sikona we dissecting. At Cuts 11. Do we remember what the general said about all these big guys seem to be using the same legal team? At Winnie Aramp 5634. Hosh. The corruption in Chwane Municipal, it is sickening, shocking he can't even explain or answer the simplest questions. Hyabo. At Kamagello Thakwane 8312. Hashaloza from Jane First Limpopo. At Anathazalini 3663. I'm glad things escalated to a point that General Mkwanatsi had to come out publicly about the irregularities and depth of corruption rooted even to the entrusted personnel like this witness to exercise compliance. He is running away, but not from the money being paid for the fruitless service provided as the head of the department. At Nupthi Professor. See, the one of my problems is that I can't help but sing along. I can't imagine how many people are scared right now, and rightfully so. Who could have predicted that one media briefing on the 6th of July would be life-changing for so many Hashkari mamas and fathers? We not appreciating Jen Lanla Mkwanatsi enough. At Ntombaifaku Q40. Good morning, it's heartbreaking to hear these guys mumbling over and over because they are caught in their dirty laundry. At Thandakang Kosi 5049. Hashaloza watching from Durban Windermere. At Ernest Ngubane 4907. All that we are facing as South African nation, this tender corruptions, billions to trillions of rands lost to commissions, some of which their recommendations get ignored permanently, and lives of sometimes innocent people who get killed as they perform their duties. Is the South African government too blind to see that the tender system is a no-no? No way to rule this beautiful country with? At Virtual Meeting, M7L. Day ones are supposed to be easy. The fact that he saw flames on day one smells trouble. At Nobi Sithole. Keep on doing good work, Jimmy. At Robert Prosser, O2E. Great content as usual. At Thobika Longo 6270. Malachi had a difficult time there, like a child getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. At Tendai Samushinga 1057. Great analysis, Mighty Jamie. At Aviva Kleingeld. There is a need for a permanent Madlenga commission to deter new Hashkari tender dons. At Ianda Mikulkoza 2701. Why is the SU not involved so they can recover the money and attach the property? At Sabusasim Lovu B4G. May you please play the song What Goes Around Comes Around by Donnie Gonyama every time you dissect. At Noni Molamila. Hoshaluza Bloemfontein, South Africa. I know that you have never been here. We are talking about you and Sizwe too. At Nthababatsi 9855. It's not only corrupt tenderpreneurs and security only. Can Madlenga Commission extend its hand to water corruption deliveries and property corruption as well? At BetMoney 101. Gross negligence, he's gone. At Hlubi 1261. Right, trying to convince the Madlenga commissioners. At Sish 2881. Simple questions, zigzag answers. At Basetsanamafala 1339. Hashaloza from Sayabuswa, Mpumalanga. It's concerning that we're dealing with hijacked buildings while millions are being allocated to private security. It really raises questions about how effectively resources are being managed in our country. At Theophilus Msomi 8226. Well done, Jamie. At Wanshalamakaloa 641. Full circle. At Monterey 7184. Pharisees, Sadducees, can't you seize? At Tugm 2. Great piece. At Phililla Florence, H4Z. Thank you, Jamie. The character of Malachi. At Landing Eagle 6144. Hoshaluza the Dissection Nation. I see Mighty Jamie is promising us a full Chwane episode. One can't wait for a show that itself is mouth-watery. Hoshaluza. At Withumbalane 1524. Can't wait for the big one 2.0. At Zamagkabash 7502. Yay! AI the load of Hoshkari in this country. People use their positions disgracefully. At Thabaled Lamini 2595. Hashaloza Durbanin Lotzi. At Mothibicent Jane 3225. You never disappoint. At Michael Hurst 6605. We see the evidence. We see the Hosh. At Smisoquabe, F4U. This one wanted to terminate the contracts gradually. At Antoinette Wissink. Thank you for your clear explanations of the trail of events. Botswana, 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 Botswana. At Costa Kurumendu 9971. Watching from Namibia, Namibia. At Ernest Fokane. Every time when the employees of the city of Chwane ask to be paid what is due to them, they're being told that the city doesn't have money. Meanwhile, the money is being channeled to other Hoshkari activities. Now the Hoshkaris can't even account. At Anthan Chanda 238. Watching from Lusaka, Zambia. At Njabulandaba 152. Hashaloza from Hillcrest. Heard you greeting my beautiful neighbors in Kwankalosi. At Sifisoshange 90. What a sad reality we find ourselves in. At Philip Mangani. I am watching on Friday today. Dilhamini said I have known Kosi for over 30 years. At Mpethan. I think if Madlenga could have instruct all these Metro's employee to bring along their bank statements, the issue can be resolved in a day. At Lindamquabane. Good morning, my brother Jay. At Garrett 011. I don't know what is the budget of the Madlenga Commission, but I am of the opinion that it should be a permanent feature. It could save the taxpayers millions of rands. It would serve as deterrent and the criminals would actually face consequences. At Zemain 2012. We're here, keep doing the good job, Baba. At Babakawas 8225. Hashaloza Jamie. I think we are slowly headed to Mamila and eventually Hoshkari Mama. At Wendy Steidlin 1579. Please put faces with the names. I find it so much better to associate name and face. Thanks. At Zakala Maxwell Koza 8455. At Bottle Mamatsiki 61QX. The Madlang commotion is doing good. Alexander Police Station is Route 10 and Alexandria Magistrate Courts are corrupt. At Muselbees 5847. If Let's Park It There was a person. At Guggy Gates. Hashaloza Jamie. Old subby I watch every day. Thanks for the consistent on-point analysis. At KZNXXX 8706. Now I can only imagine how many people in other departments are so incompetent and corrupt. At Namsazwain 3548. They should have just left the man's dockets alone. He'd still be doing his job and minding his own business in KZN. Now the house is on fire. Sayakala. At Sai_Njema. Hashaloza, from Akorhilini listening while going to work, from work. At Mbulalu 5613. Yeah. At Ntombai Malaba, Ing 2NS. Hashalozing in Dryfontein near Pete Retief, Mpumalanga Province. At Amisgalilo 8642. Hashaloza Fanamoni Impugane Mr. Nkosi is like a fly. He is all over. Please give us Hashkari. You make red as well. Please don't just hearsay. Continue show us books to read. At Credo Maxwell. SA is rotten to the core because of these tenders, but they can never abolish them simply because they are beneficiaries. At Bonganisel 3476. Another executive on the Hashkari payroll. I wonder what's happening in KZN. At Brazo 28. Hashaloza from Krugerstorp. At Imelda Kotjow, PS8DW. Jimmy from Namibia. At Sifasanquinazzi 4733. I love it when they lie. At Innocentientoa 4016. What an interesting day, Jamie. It's a lot. At Pitsamoji 9300. This comrades they thought that their looting in government identities will ever fall in J. At Serving AP 2024. Hashaluza Sila Ethiopia. Addis Ababa. At Como Malail. X4W4P. The cemetery in Atara Jevel has a security guard. I have never seen that. At Edward. E1W7I. Saying it was an oversight won't save him. Corruption must be seen as an act of omission or commission. At Ricardo Loff. Keep up the good work. At Sifosibia 6699. Great work. At Tini Lathoko. Shout out to our hero Mwanatsi. At Joanne Fido 5538. These thieves are doing these things by force. They refuse to even follow instructions. At Mark Forey. Jamie. You need to shout out to Wangari, New Zealand, or its Hosh behavior. At Connie Mladla 1038. Well done, Jamie. Our own detective. At Twin Mom 9728. Ooh, our very own Commissioner Kumalo, he held on tight like a pit bull and didn't let go. At Mapitsora Putty 5700. Imagine being a whole head of a department and you can't answer, Hi Mr. Malatji Kamathata, Ku fell out straight. Another interesting episode, Sayabanga. At Lezo.Envirolab. Have you considered, Jamie, that the Hashkari Dons might be watching the dissection as well, taking notes preparing for their days at the commission? At official_Abzathej. I think General Nkwanatsi, South Africa, is shaking now. At Tlumashako 1353. From Seshego in Limpopo, keep up the good work. At Besimothol. It's disheartening to listen to the corruption in Chwane, while we still have water crisis in Hamanscroll, and we still have gravel roads and potholes in our communities. It's a pity we have to vote. I wish we would not vote. At Kamatso Mangwain. My husband and I bond over your videos. At Stamagala 2505. The Dlaminis are dangerous people in Pretoria because we don't see these security companies at work. As we speak, our graveyards are demolished and the tombstone are being air-erected and burned under their watch, these crooks. As we speak on Monday, we went to my granny's grave to clean and Wallahate stole the angel statue that was in the tombstone. Can you imagine the loss and damage made there? These criminals must rot in jail. We will go and do ministry for them, plus it's been long not going to Kosi Mamparu for outreach. At Lovium Shali 9970. Iju Jen Lanlam Kwanatsi sneezed on one particular day, then the whole essay revealed so much. At Non-Kosin Kambeza, R9E. Hashalozea EY Commissioner Kumalo. At Non-Kosin Kambeza, R9E. Hashalozea EY Commissioner Kumalo. At Veiled Witness. Love your content. At Serpersathanjaqueo 8846. Yes, Dlamini and Kosi are one and the same thing, clans. At Mychelevangent, on 4UV. 2355 Commissioner, I defied my instructions from my supervisor because I enjoy my lifestyle. I won't get kickbacks if I cancelled it. I live for deceit, corruption, and looting from hard-working taxpayers. At Sethamthian 9399. Great work, Jamie. At Chunmuckle 9040. Well summarized. At Beccalofi 62. Indeed, we're having a situation in SA where these criminals masquerading as police officers and who are connected to politicians found a way of hiring Nkabis in their so-called security companies. South Africa has gone to the dogs. We're becoming an African version of Mexico. At Avon Manor. I think Madlenga must call Cyrus CEO to explain what is going on there in her guidance. At Paul Shalongo, X1T. Get the hash graph back. Just continue to add from the graph you had drawn from the beginning so that we can see the links. Just add to the existing graph. No need for a new graph for those that are lost. At Shizilova. Kale, all state organs are cash cows to fund the lavish lifestyles of the connected. We're taxed to our knees, high unemployment rate, and told there's no money. When will it end? At Tifashabalala 9663. Your analysis is always refreshing and informative. Thank you for investing the time to summarize such massive streams. At Kuzil Africa 1452. The problem with wrongdoing is that once it is institutionalized, it becomes part of one's daily activities, sans legality. Cadre deployment/employment is the course of municipal collapse. Political protection and patronage is being exposed here. These ad hoc deployments were meant to defund party political programs. Corruption was at the center of decision-making. At Martha Bokova. Watching Hashaloza from Pretoria. At Baby Jesus 485. Dlamini is the Eswatini royalties clan name/surname. It's also the most ubiquitous of all the Swati surnames inside of Eswatini. At Philinabangu 8376. Hey, Jamie, I so wish you could turn your attention on happenings on the Senso Maiwa case. I would like to hear your dissection of the case. At the Bamasi 4408. I think all security companies operating now must be terminated and directors never be allowed to operate in security industry. At Stukimatsa 257. There's an adage that says, Konklakwantako utentilawena, meaning whatever you do will come back to you whether good or bad. The chickens are home to roost. At Klakani. Other witnesses are watching this channel now, strategizing on how to tackle the commission's questioning and how others messed up. South Africa. At Thundermara 1. These guys are truly powerful, and they're a glimpse into who these tycoons dominating SA economy really are. Chwane municipality is truly a crime scene. Let's see who among them will survive Madlenga. At Mameloko Trigger Como 9162. Limpopo needs the PKT for service delivery Jikalele. How is it that the province vote the ANC overwhelmingly so and Delolo service delivery, no roads? The N11 is horrible around Mokopane. At Bekik Simba 5097. I think you should form part of the Chillers crew, have your own slot in the movement. At Sayabula 1012. We're here. At Jane Southey. Thank you for your insight. At Sanadachabe 9199. At this stage, I think Madlenga Commission should recommend total disbandment of all government entities. Believe me, they can take over that project and complete it at record time. All these parties must leave the government and let the people run this country to success. Yeah. Kiruman Halo. At Benetton Kondo 5500. Thanks to our beloved generals, Lanlam Kwanatsi, Dumasani Kumalo, and the detective teams for working around the clock to reach this stage. Our country was under siege from organized criminal syndicates. We want to see people in orange overalls. Hashaloza Jamie. Ing to the truth methodically, strategically. At Isakratabi 5901. I like it, WN. You are reminding those who were clamoring insignificantly, calling for evidence, as if to say Mkwanatsi was waffling today. Their tails are between their legs, quiet as dead corpses in a mortuary. At Nestum Vakazi. Well-prepared episode. At Susethabombos 2911. Oversight my foot. 14 million a month. Thank you, Baba Hashaloza Dissector himself, for your analysis. At Jackson, F4J. The non-compliant ones are the juiciest ones and easier to demand bribes from. That's why this crook can't explain why he did not isolate them from those that were compliant. At Power 1980 MG. When Thabo Mbeki says the name of Jen Sunday Presser, it sounds interesting. At Given Makina 736. Keeping us up to date, Nalo. At Change, S8N. Unfortunately, the rise of security companies is cause our law enforcement is insufficient. At Ratsalomalik 8194. Malachi didn't want to take instructions from Revo Spies Cos. He felt he's been at TMPD before him, so he'll do as he pleases. At Richard_Mthathwa. There are those Nkosis who are referred to as Dlaminis originated from Swaziland, and those Nkosis from KZN. Most of them are referred to as Ndlangamanla. At Edward, E1W7I. Who can explain the issue of security companies guarding police stations? Does T-Sake sense? At Nobi Sithole. General Mkwanatsi, please arrest all of them now. Peace, love, and love.